On a beautiful Thursday evening in Soccer City, USA. It's the final home match of the regular season for Portland Timbers 2 as they take on Tacoma Defiance from Providence Park. And welcome into the stadium, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Laura Schott, Director of Youth Programming for the Portland Thorns and former player with the U.S. Women's National Team. I'm Judah Newby. Laura, here we are. It's the final home match of the regular season for Portland Timbers 2. This team, as head coach Cam Knowles has told us on occasion, they've had to battle a lot of adversity this year. They've come through it the stronger, and now they take on Tacoma in what's going to be the last home match of the regular season.
Tonight we have two young teams battling it out for a third in Group A. And T2 is looking to pull ahead to tie this series at 2-2 against Tacoma.
And this is the first of the final three matches of the regular season, and we're excited to see the home debut of Williams Velasquez at the center back position next to Max Ornstall. We have yet to see Williams play here at Providence Park. He's been out with injury, Laura.
Velasquez has been out for about 2 months now, and he's returning tonight. He'll be in that back line next to Ornstall and the mainstays in that line.
A lot will be on both center backs tonight. Taylor Mueller, one of the captains for Tacoma Defiance, he'll play an important role as well.
Mueller's won the captain's armband. Tacoma has given up 3 goals in each of the last 3 games, so he and his back line will be looking to shore that up tonight against T2.
Tacoma coming off a 3-3 draw with Sacramento. T2 a defeat to Reno just a few short days ago, and now they look to bounce back and earn a result with their Group A rivals. We'll bring you the starting lineups and first half kickoff coming up next from Providence Park. Portland Timbers 2 and Tacoma Defiance. All the action is yours next on ESPN+.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Portland Timbers 2 and Tacoma Defiance, Group A rivals set to meet here at Providence Park. Last home match of the year for Portland. Let's take a look at the lineup, starting with the home side, Portland Timbers 2. We'll see Hunter Sult back in goal tonight, 4 in the back, including the debut of Williams Velasquez here at Providence Park, at least in his second match for the USL T2 side this year. Jorge Gonzalez, Gio Calixto, part of that attack. Jorge Gonzalez has been on a tear as of late with 4 goals in his last 3 matches for Tacoma Defiance. Eric Klanovsky in goal for the second straight matchup with T2. Alec Diaz back at the top of the formation as well. He has scored 3 times against T2 this season. And we welcome you inside Providence Park, ready for the first half kickoff between Portland Timbers 2, Tacoma Defiance. Alongside Laura Schott, I'm Judah Newby. Last home match of the regular season, followed by 2 road matches for T2 to wrap up the 2020 campaign, the restart. The unique look to everything, Laura. Talked to Cam Knowles going into this one, and he's mentioned his team has really come through a lot of adversity, and it's shown itself in a myriad of ways, but really proud of the resilience that his team has showed this year.
And he should be. T2's shown a ton of resilience, not just battling through injury and everything everybody's had to work with as COVID interfered with the season in March, the big hiatus. And then here locally, we had the wildfires that caused another delay. So many things to adjust to and tweak schedules. It's really been a difficult year.
T2 coming off a defeat Sunday night to Reno 5-2. Those are your Group A leaders. Sacramento second slot in Group A as well. Both of those squads have already clinched a playoff spot. These 2 sides, Tacoma and Portland, the postseason not in the cards for them this year. But both have showed a lot of positive flashes. T2, arguably their best result, winning at the defending champions of USL, Real Monarchs SLC last week. And Laura, their last matchup with Defiance, September the 9th, a decisive 3-0 win for Portland.
A bit of a wild game. Had 3 goals in 6 minutes, one of those goals being a penalty kick. Calixto getting on the board there, putting that penalty kick away. But these 2 teams have had clearly back and forth results. Each team getting a shutout in each of those matches, but the winner of each of those matches scoring at least 3 goals.
Get a look at Babukar Jallo. Second match he's been the head referee. Here's a ball for Alec Diaz. A 3-time goal scorer against T2 this year. He works his way into the box. Left-footed cross falls at the mouth of the goal and put wide. Goal kick coming up. Quick chance for Tacoma.
Quite a dangerous situation there, and shouldn't really be a surprise from Diaz. Diaz has really created havoc against this T2 team in the past, but here he cuts left, pulls this ball back. Ball takes an errant bounce off of Hansen.
Well, an exhale moment for T2. Well, you see Williams Velasquez getting his first touches there in the bright orange spikes. Watford FC of the Premier League since 2017. He's been on loan from Watford since that time. A lot of experience at a lot of different levels for Williams Velasquez. Venezuelan U20 national team as well, where they were a runner-up at the 2017 U20 FIFA World Cup. Tacoma content to build out of the back here. A little bit of pressure applied. Calixto and Tega Ukoba, who gets another start. The academy product for Portland. Villanueva, some pressure from Jorge Gonzalez. 4 goals in 3 matches for Jorge. Here's a ball played up the left side. Chino Perez in pursuit. He's there. Left foot cross on the ground. Velasquez there. Ornstall toward Anguiano. Defiance coming forward on the right foot, but blocked. Velasquez and Stanley there. First of consecutive matches between these two rivals. We'll have another one at Tacoma coming up on Sunday before T2 wraps up their regular season at Sacramento, October the 3rd. Third season for Cam Knowles. What a pleasure it's been to get to know Coach over the course of this season. And in his words, Laura, a season unlike any other, understandably so. So unique for a coach in these circumstances. Really for everyone in USL, but the circumstances do vary club by club based on different objectives and structures, and what Coach Knowles has been able to do with this squad this year has been nothing short of impressive.
Right, if you just look at the results, you may go, oh, this has been a rough year, but really when you've seen the games, you can see the development, you can see the progress of the team and some of the individual players, from the academy players to returners to some of the more veteran players on this T2 team. There's been a lot of improvement over the course of the year.
Anguiano, one of those chief examples, as he plays back to Ornstall here, back to Carlos. And Velasquez. What do you think's running through Velasquez's mind, Laura, as he is finally able to be back on the pitch for the first time in over 2 months?
Realistically, I would imagine he's just really happy and excited to be back and wanting to be on the pitch with people he expected to be on the pitch with for 2 months, and he's been out. And you can see early in this game from both sides, I think they're both trying to work for that third place in Group A. It doesn't look like anybody's mailing it in, or you can see that these are two young teams that are going to battle it out.
Diaz knew he was offsides. Velasquez comes back to pick up. A little bit of pressure. Malloy had to get it off his foot quickly. Played near Hansen, making a run up the right side. Headed away by Villanueva. T2 throw, attacking half. Early in this one, a 3-0 Portland win. The last time these teams met, it was here at Providence Park. Right as the smoke was starting to really take effect in the Portland metropolitan area, it led to the postponement of when this match originally was scheduled. A couple Saturdays ago, rescheduled for tonight, and here we are. In much more welcome conditions. Freshly turned over into autumn. Ball played in toward the end line. Gonzalez trying to get to it, and just can't as it travels over for a goal kick. Eric Klinowski, he was in goal for Tacoma in the last match with T2. Kept Portland scoreless in the second half of that match, but the problem, Laura, was that first half for Klinowski and company, featuring a brace from Jorge Gonzalez. 2 goals, 6 minutes apart. Gio Calixto also scoring his first goal of the season the last time these two clubs met.
Gonzalez coming back from a knock he had himself, and in that return, being able to score goals in the 18th, and then turning around very quickly and scoring another goal in the 24th minute. In between that, Calixto gets a PK and puts it away. It's a very quick and fast attack from T2 in that game.
Speaking of fast, Marcus Epps with some speed on display there up the left side. Cross on the ground, got cleared away. Turnover here, Epps in the corner of the box, lays it off Anguiano. That's all he can do, though, to play it back to Gonzalez. Good recovery by Tacoma. Hansen looking for Gonzalez. Perez goes to ground. And Klinowski clears. Aaron Malloy an assist in the last match on one of the 2 goals from Gonzalez. And fun to see Malloy's development, the first-round pick out of Penn State University. Never one to shy away from a strike from distance or just a settling presence also in holding midfield. Along with this man, Anguiano. Aiden Stanley brings it down here. Slips it up. Epps deep in the box. Sends it toward the top of the 6. No one at home, but now Hansen on it. Harold, awkward angle, and he flirted with the crossbar. Deflection rules Babaku Jallo, and it's a corner kick.
Great hesitation by Hansen there on top of the box. Haven't seen something quite like that from him. This ball served across by Epps, and here he takes it with his right. Pulls it across. And instead of taking it with his left, he takes it with the outside of his right, barely missing the frame of the goal there. Great opportunity.
First corner of the match goes to the home side. Anguiano, dangerous service from here consistently. See what he can do here. Floats it far corner of the 6. Defiance the first header, but Malloy plays to Stanley to keep the attack for Portland. Now Epps, some space in the box on the ground. It comes toward the 6, cleared away initially. Epps again though. Some traffic, some congestion. Ultimately, Klinowski covers up. Be part of the conversation and watch the drama unfold live when the USL Championships begin October 9th. Catch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Here's Epps. Hansen working around Perez, floats it through the 6. Left foot, Gonzalez, yes, puts it in. Another one for Jorge Gonzalez, 5th goal in 4 matches, and he puts the home club on top of the regular season home finale.
Nice patience in switching the point of attack here. Anguiano gets it out to Hansen, and Hansen again, instead of going inside, pulls it wide, picks out Gonzalez on that far post. Ball clearly crosses the end line. Nice left-footed finish from Gonzalez.
The native of Spain able to put one in the back of the net once again. Goal-scoring leader on this T2 club. So productive for Cam Knowles and company, and he's got another one to his name to put Portland up 1-0. Big ball over the top. Hunter Solt comes out to collect. Solt making his first appearance in goal since September 9th. How important it is at Laura. I mean, it's almost self-described, but to take that early lead for T2 in a match like this and be able to play on the front foot with that confidence with the goal in hand.
You can see the confidence early in this game. T2's pressing higher up the field when they're not in possession, pressuring that Tacoma back line. You can see something a little bit different from them too in this game, where they're getting their wide backs a little bit higher. Sometimes Gonzalez is pinching in. You can see Gonzalez right now, he's on top of the box, central to goal. You haven't seen him do that a ton this year. So a little bit more interchange here in this final home game for T2.
Buehler able to shepherd that one out, shielding off Anguiano. Chris Little, second full season as head coach of Tacoma Defiance, Seattle Sounders Academy coach for a couple of years previously. The Englishman. Similar objectives there with Tacoma as here with T2 and development. Here at Providence Park, a mere 24 hours after Portland Timbers and Seattle Sounders met. A 1-0 Timbers victory. Jimmy Chara, another goal for him. And it's 1-0 T2 here early. The rangy Solt plays at his feet, sends one aerial forward. Whistle here. Ball played in, over the face. Flag was up. No chance. Fans, be sure to follow Portland Timbers 2 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Baker, Whiting, and Calixto colliding. Velasquez space in the back. What do you think of this pace, Laura, with T2 obviously with the upper hand, but both sides seem content playing a little back to front?
Some nice strings of possession so far early in this game. You can see here T2 content to draw out Tacoma's front line, trying to create space in behind them. Another unique look we've seen early in this game. See Harold Hansen pull high on that right side, and Anguiano will drop down to receive a ball from Ornstill, and then they're looking to play high up the field from there.
Too much from Stanley for Marcus Epps, another goal scorer from Sunday night against Reno. Epps scoring in consecutive matches. And his was just an absolute banger against Reno, a nominee for USL Goal of the Week.
Yes, and it absolutely should have been. Just edged out for Goal of the Week.
Emilio Yakaza of Reno getting the honors for Goal of the Week, one that he scored impressive in its own right against this same Tacoma side.
Watched that goal earlier. I was trying to figure out how he got that much dip on the ball. I mean, such a great strike by him.
Robles whistled here as Anguiano goes to ground. A lot of possession from Ray Serrano on that sequence before an awkward pass is comfortably dealt with by Hansen. Jacobo whistled here. We've seen a few different looks at the top of Cam Knowles' formation this year. Gio Calixto, the constant up top. But who you pair him with in that formation, Laura, has differed. Ikoba, though, has been getting the most frequent looks as of late.
Calixto's done a good job this year, and pairing him with Ikoba has really added something to this T2 team in the attack. Have more opportunities to hold the ball up top. And Ikoba's size and speed adds a dimension to T2's attack.
See Junior Villegas there as well. Defiance was just able to snap a 6-match losing streak at Sacramento on Monday with a 3-3 draw with Group A playoff squad, Republic FC. But Tacoma, Laura, has to come away feeling, yes, they got the draw, yes, they snapped the winless streak, but they had 3 points in hand before the home side Sacramento found their equalizer in the 90th minute. True to form, there's been dramatic finishes across Group A all season long.
That game was certainly a back and forth affair. Tacoma getting their first goal in the 3rd minute off of what appeared to be a defensive miscue.
Speaking of, left-footed strike toward goal, earns deflection, believe off Ornstall, going to result in the first Tacoma corner of the match. One for each side. Chino Perez will take it. The left foot in swing from the far side. On its way. Bit of a dip toward the near post, headed clear by T2, trying to mount the break. Can't do so cleanly. Reed Baker Whiting deals with it, the 15-year-old academy product for Tacoma. And they'll look to find opportunity out of it. Played over the top, flag is up before Perez is able to get to it. Seth Martin and Jeremy Davis, the flagsman, alongside, of course, Babukar Jallo, our head referee. Farhad Dadko, the 4th official tonight. 22nd minute, 1-0, Portland. Jorge Gonzalez once more, putting Portland on the board first. That victory T2 had against Defiance a couple of weeks ago, the first points of the season for T2 to that point, and they claimed all 3 of them in that 3-0 affair. And it seemed to be really a seminal turning point of the season of sorts, Laura, because T2 was coming off that very difficult result against Sacramento the previous match, and then Reno on the road after that, where Sacramento earned a win deep into stoppage time, the last kick of the game, getting them their 2nd goal for a 2-1 win right here at Providence Park. Then an unfavorable result at Reno, but then they came back here and was able to put together their most quality performance, followed that win over Tacoma up by going on the road and beating Real Monarchs. A very difficult place to play, difficult place to get a result. Here's another ball, falls in front of goal. Knocked away briefly. Here's Epps. Too much on the touch and cleared away. Boy, nearly opportunity pieced together by Portland. Meanwhile, it looks like Harold Hansen in some pain on the attacking end line. Babu Carajalo coming out to look at Harold Hansen. Stephanie Ludwig, head athletic trainer of T2, to check in with him as well. Looks like he'll be all right, just needs some time. Seeking to re-enter.
Hansen here, he was taking Mueller on. He saves this ball off the end line. Looks like just some contact with Perez there. Trainer, I believe, checked his head. Might have taken an elbow.
Perez on the near side this time, looking to play forward for an overlapping run from Villanueva here. But whistle goes. And that's an important note on Hansen, and hopefully he's all right as he comes back on the pitch here. We're so accustomed to seeing him make those runs up the right-hand side, but even early in this first half, Laura, he's been effective. Had that one shot that earned deflection, but zipped right over the crossbar. Then moments ago, creating opportunity for a potential second for Portland.
Seems to be coming somewhat from a tactical adjustment by T2 in this game, where when Ornstill is on the ball or the back line is in clear possession, at times they're pulling Anguiano to the right between Ornstill and Hansen, allowing Hansen to travel further up the field.
And speaking of aiming for that objective, ball falls though for Gonzalez at Coba. Calixtro. Sissoko takes it off. Hard tackle from Max Ornstill. He'll be whistled for it. Robles puts it forward. Solt controls. The Lincoln, Nebraska native and academy product of Portland Timbers Academy, I should say. Been a couple weeks since he's been between the pipes, but it's been fairly a 50-50 split cumulatively between him and the veteran Jake Leaker. Perez is able to dislodge from Gonzalez. Falls to Kitahara. Spraying up the right-hand side. This ball lofted in toward the box. Perez ahead to it briefly. Robles plays out wide. Serrano crosses it in. Velasquez is able to meet it low with the head. And out comes Solt. Good piece of defending from Williams Velasquez in his home debut. Second match of the USL restart for him. As a member of T2, the center back on loan from Watford FC of the Premier League. Even in shots between these two sides, but on the scoreboard 1-0 for the home squad, Jorge Gonzalez. Whistle here. Malloy on the wrong end of the foul. Earns the restart for T2. Stanley, long run on the ground into the box. Dealt with from Sissoko. There will be a hydration break coming up momentarily as we cross over the half-hour threshold. True to form of the restart, every match getting that hydration break in the first and second halves. Epps able to stay with it. Lofts one in Gonzalez's vicinity. Baker Whiting clears. Perez. Up it comes, and it finds Diaz. Could be 1v1. Velasquez in hot pursuit. Gets in front of it, plays Diaz toward the end line, and it's out for a goal kick. How about it? Williams Velasquez. Important defending.
That's something we haven't seen yet this year. Orstill just gets caught a little bit high. Diaz gets behind him. And then Velasquez, look at the pursuit. A lot of players will foul once they go down and they think they're not going to quite get enough on that run to block possibly a cross or a shot. He just stays patient there. He doesn't stick his foot in. He doesn't trip the attacker up. Very intelligent play there.
Intelligent indeed. It is 1-0 T2 as we hit the first half hydration break. And let's go ahead and take a look at some top moments from the opening 30 minutes that we have seen so far.
An early goal, Hansen again. Perfect cross. Really lines us up. Chip ball to the far post. Even bends it in to Gonzalez's run. Gonzalez, as he's been doing in these past few games, puts it away. He's been so impressive.
Goal number 7 on the year for Jorge Gonzalez. And what a story he has. You know, Cam Knowles loves talking about this guy playing collegiately down at SIU Edwardsville, the native of Valencia, Spain, but comes across stateside for his collegiate soccer at SIU Edwardsville, and his coach at SIU, Mario Sanchez, a good friend of Cam Knowles, the T2 head coach. So Sanchez texts Cam every once in a while and says, hey, I know my former college star is doing all right for you. Sanchez since departed with the Louisville USL Academy side, but always fond of his former collegiate star at Edwardsville, and he's really producing at a high level for Portland.
As you can see just by the stat line, he's been just an outstanding player these last few games, finishing, creating his own shots. Can't ask for more from him than he's been giving lately.
Also has battled injury to come out strong, work through some rehab, come back and then produce at an even higher level. It's been fun to watch the emergence of Jorge Gonzalez, and he's got the home side up 1-0 on Defiance. On the road, can't watch the match, just turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Orange still finding Acoba, and now Gonzalez with some direct play. Switching on over to Epps. Both goal scorers from last match against Reno. Epps with some turbo. Through the 6 it comes, through the air. Perez going to be on the other end and clears upfield. Orange still has to go down as he turns it back Portland's direction, but Perez takes it off Hansen. Been a busy half for Chino Perez, continues to be, as he's fouled here. Perez has scored twice this year against Portland Timbers 2. Always one of the more active attacking players all over the field, really, for Tacoma. Continues to be so in the first half Looks like a caution the first of the night showed.
It's an easy call. Hansen just goes in high, starts to grab him with his left hand, and then bumps into him from behind.
So Harold goes in the book in what has otherwise been a very strong performance from him. Busy up the right-hand attacking side.
Unsure what occurred there, but the bench has been issued a yellow card, it appears, as well for Tacoma.
Mueller direct ball over the top in Alec Diaz's direction. Too far for him. Solt comfortably is able to pick it up. Back to front it comes for Velasquez. Mueller and Gonzalez. Mueller wins that battle. Ornstall able to recover quickly in front of Diaz. Gonzalez whistled Villanueva to ground. Takes it quickly.
Things have gotten a little bit more combative. See a couple of fouls here out of the water break.
It was that July 18th affair up at Cheney Stadium. We saw, I believe, almost 30 combined fouls before the two clubs, and total of the 8 yellow cards from Adare Monroy, the head referee that match. Quite the physical affair. Haven't reached those levels quite yet. And these two clubs will see each other again just in 3 days' time up north in Tacoma. Here's Epps. Central. Malloy lets it pass. Hansen bit heavy, but able to steer it to Gonzalez. Jorge approaching the box. And Malloy back to Ornstall. Stanley on the other end of the switch. 2 years at Duke University for Aiden Stanley. And one of the two members of T2 from the greater St. Louis, Missouri area. Aiden Stanley and Jake Leaker. Saw the Portland Timbers 2 social media team, who's been absolutely terrific. Oh, here's Calixto turning toward the top of the box. Hansen some room. Back central, Malloy on it. Malloy left foot on the ground, deflection it comes. Falls for Stanley. Stanley toward Malloy, but cleared away. Still Portland. Epps, Calixto, Mueller cuts him off, but only as far as Malloy. Hansen near side around Villanueva. Well done by T2 to maintain the attack. Though Tacoma has thwarted anything deep into the box in this sequence. Epps steers a header, Ikoba one time, but the flag is up. Creative, at the very least. Tega Ikoba.
Epps just flicking this ball on, and Ikoba taking it first time out of the air with his left. Was slightly offside. Tacoma doing a good job to hold that back line.
Flag up here. Was mentioning that T2 social media job. It's been sensational all year long. Be sure to be following at Timbers FC2 on all your social media channels. Showed a couple images of the players walking into the stadium for the regular season home finale. The different fashion trends. Jake Leaker sporting a classic mid-'80s baby blue St. Louis Cardinals Ozzie Smith threads. As a
I know you were a big fan of that. Happy to see it.
I may or may not be a Cardinal fan myself. Jake Leaker, just excellent taste all the way around. Don't expect anything less from the veteran.
It's from the top down in the organization. I saw MLS Timbers had a post that included a Mean Girls reference. I was impressed by that as well.
Indeed. Hansen goes crashing into the wall here. It is going to be a goal kick for him. Keep an eye on Hansen. Had a few moments earlier, some physical ailments, but he's been so productive in this half, including the assist on Jorge Gonzalez's goal, 1-0. It does seem like when the rivalries commence, it brings out the most creative and edgy social media posts. Timbers and Sounders did a great job going back and forth last night. T2 in Tacoma tonight. Anguiano goes down, another whistle. Last 5 minutes and stoppage coming up here in the first half with Portland a 1-0 edge. Looking to make it consecutive wins over Defiance after Tacoma earned the first 2 results of the season. This is the only matchup that we're going to see 5 times in Group A. Portland-Sacramento meeting 4 times. Portland-Reno meeting 4 times. We've already seen Portland-Reno reach full maturity this year. We'll see Sacramento one more time in the finale of the regular season, October the 3rd at Papa Murphy's Park. Perez quickly. Serrano, Velasquez. Battle of neon orange spikes here. Serrano still. Flag goes up. And it will be a whistle. Velasquez committing the foul. Dangerous part of the yard for Tacoma as they try to find the equalizer.
I was interested to see which way this call went as Perez was on the ground for quite some time. Or excuse me, Serrano. See there, gets up quickly. Doesn't look like there's too much there, but he does a good job to draw the foul.
Serrano certainly giving up some size in that battle. Velasquez called for it. Ten combined whistles now in this match as the graphic shows, split evenly. What do you think Tacoma might try to do here, Laura, from this distance? Too much to get a shot over the wall, or?
No. It's interesting, though, where they've put Sissoko, and you see what's going on there in the wall. A little jockeying for space.
Yeah, Sissoko and Stanley here, as you see. Babacar Jallo having to get in the middle of it. Important moment. The waning moments of the opening 45. The Captain Mueller told not to be privy to the conversation between the 2 defenders, Stanley and Sissoko. You know, Aiden not backing down from anything. We've learned that. Tough-minded player.
Both Robles and Diaz can put this on frame.
The 19-year-old Alec Diaz. He's cooled off in the last half of this USL restart, but he's been very productive against Portland. Will he be the one to take it here off his right foot? He will. Goes for goal, and it's high of the bar. Remains 1-0 Portland.
Robles and Diaz on the ball, and Diaz is the one to take it. He tries to bend this in around the wall, that near post.
This one falls for Epps. Marcus dragged behind, but it's still him. On his left foot, Tacoma couldn't meet it. Now comes Klinovsky. Met by Calixto. Klinovsky will calm it down. Hearing 3 minutes of stoppage time will ensue for us here. Kitahara, long dribble from him. Back to Mueller it comes. Corner of your screen, you see there, it's official, it's 3 minutes. Farhad.co displaying that. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in the spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Villanueva crosses to the box. Velasquez heads it clear. Kitahara. The captain for Tacoma, Taylor Mueller. Up the right-hand side it comes. Over the end line. Goal kick for Hunter Solt. The third time that Solt's been in goal against Tacoma this year, and it's been the most solid half for him, but partly Lore, the back line of T2 has been strong in this opening 45 minutes. Still work to be done to put together a clean 45. What have your impressions been of Portland's back line?
Been impressive so far, and they've been impressive on both sides of the ball. It's not just their defense and holding the shutout and being able to shut down some of the attack from Tacoma, but with Hansen getting forward and Stanley getting forward in a little bit different way than they have in past games. They've always gotten forward, but often it's been on the dribble, Hansen going 1v1. Stanley sometimes overlaps a little bit more, but Hansen's been able to get forward with Anguiano checking wide, and he's able to take more space up the field. It's really unlocked the attack for T2 in this first half.
Epps retreating to cut off Serrano's path. The waning moments of the 3 minutes of stoppage here in the first half. Combination Villanueva and Perez. Now Kitahara, who's come down to the near side. T2 about a 60-40 percentage advantage in possession in this opening half. Whistle from Babukar Jallo. That will do it for the opening 45. That man has 7 goals now on the restart, including 4 in his last 3 matches. That's Jorge Gonzalez scoring once more tonight, assisted by Harold Hansen, and that's the lone goal so far in the opening 45. Through one half, T2 looking for a full 3 points in their final home match of the regular season before going on the road for 2 more. It's Portland Timbers 2-1, Tacoma Defiance 0. First half stats and a look ahead to half number 2 coming up on ESPN+.
Fantastic. Any way you slice it. This one he puts away. Fires. fires and scores. What an unbelievable strike. Oh, what a goal!
There's the shot, it scores! Attacking, shooting, and scoring!
Oakland. The town. A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going, but it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top. Where sky's the limit, but roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges, but we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here. It's all eyes on we. Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is Let's Go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love,
and the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
A 1-0 edge for Team Timbers 2 in the regular season home finale at Providence Park. Jorge Gonzalez, the lone goal scorer in the opening 45. T2 looking to grab all 3 points. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights, Laura. And it was Tacoma that got the early look here in the 3rd minute.
And Diaz takes that ball to the left and it deflects off Hansen, but goes to Baker Whiting, who gets a shot off. See his disappointment there.
Harold Hansen, busy opening 45 for him here in the 10th minute. Almost got one on frame.
He gets that shot off so quickly with the outside of his right. Haven't seen that flop from him this year, but it was a nice shot. Barely over the crossbar. 2
minutes later, the lone goal of the match, and it was Hansen up that right side again, and a familiar goal scorer on the other end.
Hansen there, faking left, going right. Takes Perez toward the end line, and there Gonzalez with another nice finish on the year.
7th goal of the year for Jorge Gonzalez, the Valencia, Spain native. Put T2 up 1-0. T2 wasn't done on the attack quite yet. Another chance created by Hansen.
Hansen does a nice job to try and keep that in bounds, but that collision with Perez and Sissoko is a tough one.
The totals from the opening 45 split evenly on shots, 2-0 to the home side. On those getting to target, 58-42 possession. What do you made of the opening 45?
That's an outstanding first 45 in possession for T2. They don't always take the possession lead by percentage, and they haven't, when they've gotten their wins, they haven't needed possession percentage. But today, starting that first half off well in that stat line.
Other scores from around USL as we get ever closer to playoff time in the championship. How about 8 combined goals in Atlanta United 2, New York Red Bulls 2. Atlanta on top 5-3. San Diego Loyal scoring 1 in stoppage time to get the equalizer with LA Galaxy 2, 1-1 there. Same scoreline, St. Louis FC and Indy 11 battling to a 1-1 draw as well. Of course, you have tonight's Tacoma T2 match, the lone match in USL on this Thursday evening. Some storylines around the league too, Laura. It's a busy time of year to be a fan of USL Championship.
Absolutely is. The final, the USL Championship, will be played on November 1st on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Again, Oakland Roots, new club joining USL. And roster freeze. Roster freeze has occurred this last Friday as we head toward the playoffs.
So you have to turn down those phone calls to play in USL this year, Laura?
Unfortunately, no. That would have been amazing at one point, but no longer. No longer is the case.
Really starting to feel that crispness in the air that we've grown accustomed to with fall soccer here on this 24th of September, this Thursday night, as we're ready for the second half of play. T2 1-0 edge right now on Tacoma, and the 4th of 5 overall meetings between these two rivals. The 5th and final coming Sunday in consecutive form. This up at Cheney Stadium before T2 wraps up their regular year October the 3rd at Sacramento Republic FC, and we're underway. Switching sides, familiar green and gold clad T2 from right to left as we see it and as you see it on your screen. Tacoma the visitors, white tops, black bottoms, going from left to right. Laura, what does T2 need to accomplish in this second half in order to not only get a result, but claim all 3 points here with Tacoma?
Keeping that shutout is key. Score line, that change in the back line, it's appeared to be a positive net for T2 today so far in that first half. And I really like the rotation that they have, bringing those wide backs high, not just bringing them forward on the dribble, but pulling them high, pulling their mids a little bit wide and sitting in spaces, drawing Tacoma's midfield out and then playing behind them. It's worked out really well. You can see that in possession percentage, and you can see that in the crossing situations T2 created in that first half.
Did see one change, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez coming on. And Chino Perez coming off for Tacoma. That's the lone change at the halfway point. Gonzalez finding Epps here. Epps approaching the box, trying to slip Calixto through. And into the arms of the Tacoma keeper, Klinovsky. Not an insignificant change. Chino Perez very active for Tacoma in every match with Portland. Now Defiance on the attack up the left-hand side in toward the 6. Played it on the ground and an equalizer from Diaz. Slotted to the right-hand side. He has scored for the 4th time against T2. And it's the equalizer early in the second half.
Coach Little's got to be happy with that result out of his substitution. Serrano coming forward, facilitating play out wide. That cut wide. Campo Chavez, and what a finish.
Oh, that's right, it was the new man. Or Robles finishing on the other end, not Diaz. My apologies, Robles getting that one to equalize 1-1. Right out of the gate, Tacoma with a statement. Now Marcus Epps. Calixto looking to turn around Sissoko. Klinovsky there. Turnover here. Epps wins. On Sissoko, Epps to his right foot, into the box, lets it go, and scores again! Marcus Epps will not be denied. And he puts T2 back in front. Moments after the equalizer, Portland, a 2-1 edge.
Interesting turn of events. Epps, not physical battle there. Able to win, cut inside. He's done such a good job on his right, cutting inside. Winning that ball, cuts here, sets himself up, bending that ball inside that post. Earlier in the year, he missed a lot of shots wide, and more recently, he's been clinical in finishing.
Scoring in a 3rd straight match, Marcus Epps. And all of a sudden, we've gone back and forth with goals. Serrano was off. 2-1. It almost goes without saying, Laura, but you talk about those first few minutes after a goal can be your most vulnerable. Here's Gonzalez. He's able to connect with one on the ground. Klinovsky covers up. Rolls one out, but quickly back to T2. Ikoba was able to cut it off. Nice work from the Academy product. Stanley and Epps working to hold possession on the touchline. Now Malloy, a big switch. But a whistle here as Malloy went to ground. Believe Kitahara the guilty party, and it will result in a restart for Portland. Malloy in a little bit of pain, grimacing coming up from that. Velasquez over it here. Pass Serrano, and it finds the feet of Stanley. Loves to cross from here, gets one off. It was blocked. Cleared upfield, but Velasquez heads to Malloy. T2 maintaining possession. Marcus Epps fresh off his goal. It puts Portland back in front. Now on Guayano. Ikoba. Epps trying to get one off. A lot of bodies in front of him at the top of the box. Malloy picked out his target, Calixto. Intercepted there, but Ornstall steps in front to win back. Kobo off of Ocampo Chavez. Now Hansen, a big switch here near side. Burt Gilroy a header. Over the end line, that's going to be corner kick upcoming for T2. Their second of the match. Well, we saw one goal for the entirety of that first half, came in the 12th minute. And 5 minutes into the second half, 2 combined goals, 1 for each side, to account for our total. Anguiano taking the right foot in service. Liner on the ground toward the near post, cleared out of the box. Anguiano will follow again. Rising with a header. One time, Calixto goes over.
Anguiano on the second serve after the corner. Ornstall does a nice job to send it back across the goal. T2 scored a similar goal off of a corner earlier this year, but Calixto is unable to put it on frame.
Would have been a third for the home side. Flag is up here to cut off the attack from Tacoma. Calixto, young man who's earned an assist in 3 straight matches. He also earned his first goal of the season against Tacoma in that 3-0 Portland win back on September the 9th. Doing so on a penalty kick conversion. Another sub coming for Tacoma Defiance. Ethan Dobelair coming on, and the 15-year-old Reed Baker Whiting will exit after 55 minutes of action. Already seen one substitute work, leading to a goal from Tacoma at the half. We'll see how Dobelair fares as well. Robles, the goal scorer. Wanting to switch field, but it goes right to Hansen. Now Tacoma trying the left-hand side. Hansen there. Boy, it's been a quality performance out of him tonight. Be part of the conversation and watch the drama unfold live when the USL Championship playoffs begin October 9th. Catch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Stanley trying to steer one up the touchline. Just not quite able to find Epps. Out for a Tacoma throw, defensive third. Sissoko and Burt Gilroy. The latter plays upfield. Diaz unable to get one past Warnstall. Serrano keeps his balance. Double air freshly on. Steers it to the left-hand side. Ocampo Chavez, the second half substitution, came on at halftime. Center circle, Carlos Anguiano. Another example, Laura, of a young player like Anguiano who has shown strides in his development match by match. He's an impressive player, still a young player, up from the academy to the T2 ranks.
He's always been a very smooth player on the ball. He receives the ball, he's got a great touch, and he's able to play forward, and he really is a player that can play make into the final third, and you've seen that as he's gotten assists as the years gone on. And what's really been impressive with him in the last few games is tactically just how he recognizes where he is in relation to play and what he can do when he's on the ball, rather than making decisions to go forward when he doesn't. He hasn't done a lot of that, or when he can't. Now he's facilitating. He's pulling himself back to create space, and it's creating a lot of great opportunity for him and his teammates.
A native of Salem, Oregon. Up through the academy. Villanueva crossing one into six. Velasquez cuts it off, sends it out. Tacoma throw. Ocampo Chavez. Malloy able to take it away from Dobelair. Epps in pursuit. Marcus will get to it. Wanting to play toward Malloy. Dobelair and Serrano able to clear. Kitahara with some space approaching midfield. Different pace to the match early in the second half than most of that first half, Laura. As we've continued to see a variety of dynamics in 60-plus minutes.
That Ocampo Chavez attack in the first 5 minutes of the half, and then the Epps counter. Goal for T2 to put them back ahead 2-1. Quick action, and now it seems to have just kind of gone into a lull. And there have been some needless giveaways from both sides here in the last 10 minutes.
Salt allowing the action in front of him. Moving over to the right-hand side as he sends the big ball forward. Sissoko there. Hansen the second. First whistle in a while. as Robles goes to ground. As the first match of T2 Tacoma this year that has not been a shutout. Tacoma had shutout victories in the first 2 matchups, and then Portland returning the favor. Here's Serrano whipping one in. Cleared away for the time being. Anguiano on it. And this 4th affair now between the 2 rivals is the first of its kind to see both sides crack the scoreboard. It's been a fun one.
We have not seen a T2 Tacoma matchup that's gone back and forth.
Right.
It's been one team putting the gas pedal down, scoring a number of goals and shutting out the opponent. And this game does not fit that mold.
Epps some space. This time he goes left, crosses it in on the ground. Gonzalez there. Oh, still work to be done. And Tacoma is able to clear. Not much confidence in it, but they got the job done. Now Ocampo Chavez carries central. Kitahara joins. Villanueva thought about the cross, but Hansen greets him. He'll try it again. Falls inside the 18. Malloy boots it clear. Ocampo Chavez takes it off of Koba. Dyson Clapier preparing to make an appearance off the bench for Cam Knowles' side. At the next opportunity, Clapier is showing an ability to find goal. In the last few weeks as well, scored at Reno, scored in stoppage time against Sacramento a couple weeks back as well. And here he comes. Tega Akoba will come off as Dyson Clapier comes on here in the 65th minute. What do you make of this move here, Laura?
It's an interesting move. Koba has had good moments this game. Continues to progress as a young player, playing with professionals. Putting Clapier in, see him moving to the left side of the field. Looks like they're going to go with Calixtro and Epps up top. What I like about the move is it's pretty dynamic. You push Epps up a little bit higher, you've still got Gonzalez playing underneath. You can pair him with Calixtro, who more often than not is posting up. Then you add Clapier fresh legs. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of pace out wide.
Gio Calixtro, this is a nice ball to find Jorge Gonzalez up the right-hand side with Epps central, Clapier far post. Gonzalez was going that direction. And Tacoma able to retreat well, Klinovsky on it. This one comes off of Clapier. That was some loud contact. Malloy on Ocampo Chavez. Malloy doesn't believe it earns the whistle. You could hear it from up here.
Campo Chavez with an interesting run central. Malloy didn't seem to get any of the ball, but it was hard contact between the two players.
Looped in, header just goes wide. Right up Route 1, trying to create an opportunity. Ketahara on the service.
It's a nice little ball and bends it into Diaz. From our angle, it looked like it might have been on frame, but a couple yards off. Combination of Diaz up top with Campo Chavez coming in, being on that left side, then the addition of Villanueva on that wing. Wouldn't be surprised if they create some more attack out of that left side in the next few minutes.
Double air finds the feet of Robles. Campo Chavez on it. Hansen there, back to Robles. He's got one this half already. Going for goal again. Wide of the post. Looked like Solt had that covered. Out for a goal kick.
So you see it there, that's just what we're talking about. Campo Chavez comes inside. That allows Robles to make that run left. Tacoma's been targeting that left wing. Though Campo Chavez coming inside, Diaz up top, that's a lot of pace to handle.
Fans follow Portland Timbers 2 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Defiance found one equalizer right out of the gate this second half with Daniel Robles. But it was Marcus Epps who just moments later put home the second of the night for the home side. 2-1 Portland leads. Flag is up here. No chance for Diaz. Solt takes care of it anyway. We will have hydration break in the second half around minute 75. The last 15 minutes of matches have been challenging for T2 defensively. 19 goals allowed on the air, 8 coming in the 75-plus minute range. And it's led to one of the top narratives of this year, which have been dramatic finishes across Group A. And it goes, even extends past T2, of course. We mentioned the Tacoma-Sacramento finish the other night. Was 2-2, and then Tacoma in the 86th minute found the go-ahead goal up 3-2, and Sacramento in the 90th minute found the equalizer. It's just been true to form across the league. Needless to say, work to be done. Far from over here. Sissoko carrying upfield. Clapier greeting Serrano. Big ball toward the box, but too big. Campo Chavez can't get to the other side. Another goal kick for Hunter Solt. On the road. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC. It's North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM-FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Epps able to track this one down in the far corner. for T2, the second consecutive match. Actually, the third, now that I think about it, third consecutive match that it's been Jorge Gonzalez and Marcus Epps, the goal scorers, dating back to the 2-1 road win at Real Monarchs. And Epps consistently, boy, I tell you what, the ability to cut inside on his right boot, Laura, it's one of the more dangerous attacking moves in the league. And Cam Knowles has said Marcus has been working on that specifically, and he's seeing the fruits of his labor in the last week plus.
Coach Knowles has mentioned his leadership, how he's continued to progress, and we've seen that progression in Epps. Earlier in the year, he would cut inside and he would create on the dribble, but he wasn't scoring goals. And then as of late, he's just come alive, and he's able to place those balls so well in this streak for him.
Now, Chris Little's going to get in front of this sequence with a couple of substitutions in addition to what he has already made. Serrano comes off, as does Kitahara. Christopher Hegart is on. Azrael Gonzalez as well. Ahead of this restart from Carlos Anguiano. From about 35 out on the right foot. Plays near side. Epps, some space in the box. Epps to his left foot this time. Plays it. Oh, was looking for far post. Got a deflection, I do believe. Corner kick T2. Epps exhales with slight disappointment. This was well crafted from T2.
I'm surprised no one followed Epps across the box there, and Klinowski. I believe he got a touch on that ball, but Epps, he just drags this ball to his left. Another great opportunity from Epps.
That from his left foot. Right foot outswing. This ball floated in. Going to ground. Are we going to the spot? I believe we are. Dyson Clapier draws the foul in the box. Anthony Burke-Gilroy believes the guilty party. Should result in a PK opportunity here for Portland Timbers 2.
Here you see something positive again from Anguiano to Max Orenstill, corner. Clapier in pursuit of the ball. And
it was Villanueva. Well, Jorge Gonzalez already with one to his name. Is looking for the brace here in the 75th and put the home side firmly in front. And he does! Beautifully put away. T2 up 3-1 in the regular season home finale.
Gonzalez immediately goes over and celebrates with the T2 reserves. Previous penalty kick taken by Calixtro. Gonzalez, there's no doubt here.
Ooh.
Steps up and hammers that ball to his right, keeper's left. Klinowski guessed was correctly on that penalty kick, but the pace Gonzalez put on it was just no match.
8th goal of the year for the Spaniard. 2 in the match tonight. Trying to keep up with his run of form. 7 goals in the last 5 matches now. I mean, unbelievable for the SIU Edwardsville product. 8 goals, by far the team lead. And he's got 2 of the 3, Marcus Epps the other. You really can't imagine a better way to head into the hydration break before the final 15 plus, Laura. With the PK conversion there, as Jorge Gonzalez continues to impress.
Well, you can just see the impact these players have had that have come off of injury. T2 had a number of players go out in the first few games, and there was a lot of rotation in the back line. Gonzalez then went out, and then when he returned, he just caught fire, and he hasn't stopped.
And an interesting move here. That's going to be the end of the night for Williams Velasquez, center back on loan from Watford FC of the Premier League. And his first match back in over 2 months in his home debut. Velasquez plays 75 minutes, comes off Isaac Homer, who we've seen feature regularly alongside Max Ornstall in recent days. He is back on now to try to close this one out for T2. What did you make of Velasquez? Yeah.
Just solid minutes. Coming off of an injury, he's been out for 2 months, and he comes in and he looks like he really hasn't missed a beat. Excellent turn there. And then exiting in the 75th minute, part of it's getting a young player minutes again, but part of it's just managing the minutes of a player coming back from injury. You don't want to overdo it, don't want to incur an injury late in the game. Solid management by Coach Knowles.
So Tacoma all of a sudden giving up consecutive goals this half, find themselves down 3-1. This was Gonzalez. He's freshly on now, playing in the attacking position on the right side. Deals with Clapier. It's emergency now from the visitors, knowing they got to get busy to earn a result. Burke slipping one in, and that goes over the end line. Goal kick, Hunter Schultz coming up. Meanwhile, for Hunter Schultz, it's the first time we've seen him in a couple of weeks. Third time he's gotten to see Tacoma. I'm sure that familiarity helps. What have you made of his performance tonight?
Schultz been solid in goal. He hasn't been challenged a whole lot, obviously. Tacoma got that goal earlier, but his distribution's been good, other than one errant goal kick that really Stanley, perhaps in the moment it was Malloy, handled for him back to goal. But he's been solid in goal. Really appears to have come into his own over the course of the year.
Campo Chavez on the left side against Hansen. He works his way to the top of the 18. Leaves it for a one-time from Hagart. That one not on frame. In 3 days' time, these two teams meet again at Cheney Stadium up in Tacoma for a fifth and final meeting. Oh, Sissoko whistled for this. Moving into the back of Marcus Epps. He disagrees. Epps able to bring this one down from the right side this time, going toward the end line. Unable to keep possession, out for a goal kick. Final 10 minutes plus stoppage coming up. T2 a 3-1 edge. Jorge Gonzalez a brace. Goal in the 12th minute, assisted by Harold Hansen. Penalty kick converted in minute 75. Just prior to the hydration break, drawn by Dyson Clapier. The substitution from Cam Knowles. Seen both substitutions come to fruition in a big way. Now it's Gonzalez taking it off, creating a chance himself on his left foot, deflected. Daubelair clears out of the box, collision. Stanley whistled for this foul. Tacoma aiming to feature up the left-hand side of Campo Chavez deliberately this second half. He came on at the halftime break, and it resulted in an assist early. Now a ball floated in. Salt able to see it the whole way. You know, Laura, one of the words we consistently have used to describe T2 this year has been resilience. It manifests itself in different ways, both short-term and long-term, but boy, one of those short-term moments was evidenced right after Tacoma equalized, and then moments later, T2 able to keep their composure, and then just a couple of minutes after the equalizer, Marcus Epps put him back in front. We've seen that consistently throughout the year from Portland.
You can see the development of the group, and that in those moments, often they wouldn't go T2's way earlier in the year. They'd come out of a hydration break and the opponent would score, or they'd score and then the opponent would strike back. And they've shored up some of those deficiencies that they showed earlier in the year. They've been able to overcome and then counter and create opportunities rather than giving things up in those moments after goals, after hydration breaks where there are stoppages in play.
That's not to say Portland hasn't had to learn things the hard way at times. Thinking that Sacramento match in particular, and a couple of road trips at Reno. But it really has paid off for him in big ways, putting in the deep work this year. It's the end of the road for Daniel Robles. He's the goal scorer for Tacoma tonight, doing so right out of the gate this half. Equalized at the time 1-1. Marlon Vargas is on for the visitors in his place. But after the Robles goal, Marcus Epps put one home. Jorge Gonzalez, the PK in the 75th minute, to earn his brace. It's where we stand at 3-1 with work to be done. Flag stays down here as Diaz was in the area, deflected off Portland. It will be a corner kick coming up. They take quickly, near side, floated in, Sissoko there, but as is Isaac Homer, and he heads it clear. Hanson on the far side works with Epps to bring upfield. Over the top. It's a good ball that finds Vargas. With Hornsel in pursuit, Vargas switches to his left. Hornsel takes it off him. Well done from Max. Malloy the other way. Gonzalez with 2 to his name. Sissoko tracking back. Jorge shoved to ground inside the box. Nothing.
Seems like more than nothing. Sissoko is a strong player, and to go into a physical battle with him. Gonzalez there trying to use his speed, take that touch by him. Sissoko, just a wall.
Sissoko called for a couple of fouls in the last couple minutes, but that could have been fatal for the match. Good turn from Calixto. Oh, but it's too much for Epps. That was the right idea. Just couldn't find Marcus up the far side. Defiance are winless in their last 7 matches. They were able to snap a 6-match losing streak recently. Here's Salt coming out hard, colliding with Homer to make sure he corrals that. And Salt's going to take a couple moments here. Babukar Jallo comes out to attend to him. Could require some training staff attention.
Hopefully Salt's okay here. Really stands out in this moment is Salt's range to come out and take that ball near the top of the 18.
Now it's another opportunity to highlight the work of the training staff, the performance staff for T2 this year. Stephanie Ludwig doing a tremendous job And Coach Knowles has really not shied away from heaping praise on the training and performance staff this year, because you think of all the different protocols for the COVID circumstances, the compressed schedule, and the sheer volume of injuries that the team has seen in the compressed restart. It is a difficult task to turn players around and keep them healthy. As you see Jake Leaker ready to feature if Salt needs to come off here. But it's been an exceptional job, top to bottom, in the T2 organization to be able to get guys ready to perform at their highest level, night in and night out.
Two players that demonstrate that are Velasquez, coming in tonight after a long time out and really looked like he hadn't missed a beat. You couldn't see any sign of really rust or anything with him coming into that back line, and talked about it a lot tonight. But Jorge Gonzalez, coming off of injury and then being able to perform like he has been truly impressive.
Salt's going to be all right. He's going to try to finish this one out for the full W. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. T2 looking to put the finishing touches on a full 3 points in their home finale. Had the 1-0 advantage at halftime. Allowed an equalizer, but only for a few moments before Marcus Epps put home the second, and Jorge Gonzalez the third on a PK. Ocampo Chavez. Oh, Gonzalez whistled here. Clapier and Calixtro. Malloy up to Gio. 4 minutes stoppage. That number official now.
T2 now with the 2-goal lead. See them employing a little bit of patience, keeping the ball around the back line. They don't have to force anything forward. They can really wait for the right moment to play forward if they want to. There you see Malloy in that moment. Clapier makes the run forward. He decides to play back and keep clear possession. See it really as the best defense is a good offense.
Really allows us an opportunity to do, Laura, as we are in the waning moments of our final home broadcast of the year. Just a big thank you to all of you watching from home, and this production would not be possible without the help of countless individuals, and I know I'm going to miss many, but to all of the camera crew working so hard at Providence Park, night in and night out, they do an exceptional job. Justin Hyatt, our producer tonight. Well done, Justin. and other producers over the course of the restart. Russ Lathrop, Barrett Brenner, Dave Spraker working hard. Appreciate each and every one of you. Steve Heilman, our director. Terrific work. And a big thanks to Matt Kolasinski, the opportunity to be here. Matt Smith as well, director of broadcasting with the Portland Timbers. Very grateful just to be here and call some soccer at such a beautiful venue. So a big thanks to each and every one of you for your hard work to make tonight and every home match of T2 soccer possible. And Laura, I'm grateful to you as well, working alongside you. It's been a lot of fun.
I've got to give a thank you to all those people that you just mentioned. You do a great job with delivery, always. And I've enjoyed listening to you on the radio, and it's been a pleasure to work with you as well, Judah.
Oh. Here's to a tremendous offseason and a look ahead to 2021 on the broadcasting side. Meanwhile, T2 looking for more here. Gonzalez and Calixto content to retreat subtly. Oh, that's fun. Huh? Finding Gonzalez. Clapier. Well, not so fun, but it still finds Calixto. Sissoko able to get it off. Final minute or so here. Anguiano tracking back. Too far wide of Gonzalez. Stanley swings it, made up air. I like that move. That looks like me.
Bit of theatrics from him, though. See a moment like that, though, where in the defensive third earlier in the year, T2 might give up a gap between center backs or center back and wide back. There you see the smile. No. There they stay compact. They force the ball wide. And you can see the players start to have a lot of fun with it as well.
They've earned this moment. And how about this? I haven't seen this man in a while. Ken Krlicki. Back from injury. It's been a couple of months for him too. And he comes on late for Carlos Anguiano. He worked hard for that one. Well done, Ken. Whistle goes. Full 3 points. Portland Timbers 2. That's the way to end the home season of USL Restart. Marcus Epps, another goal in his third straight match. Jorge Gonzalez, a pair of goals for him. 7 goals in his last 5 matches, 8 for the season. T2 triumphant in the home finale, 3-1 over their rivals Tacoma Defiance. An absolute exceptional performance all the way around. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this one. Plenty for the home side. 12th minute opportunity. Harold Hansen busy in that first half, and he created the first goal of the match for Jorge Gonzalez.
Starts it off right, sending that ball across to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez doing what he's done so well in these past few games, finishing there with his left foot.
It was 1-0 at the break. Credit Defiance. They came out fighting hard. Ocampo Chavez was the substitute. He created the equalizer for Robles here.
You see him take the ball inside, cut outside. Puts it on a platter for Robles.
We were on level ground for all of 2 minutes before Marcus Epps took matters into his own hands.
There you see some of that pressure from T2's defense. Epps wins the ball, takes it all the way, just picks his pocket. Sissoko shows he's going to go out, instead goes in, places it with the inside of his right, as he has so many times in the last few games.
Third straight match with a goal for Marcus Epps. And it led to this moment, 75th, just before the hydration break. Dyson Clapier goes to ground in the box to draw a PK.
Gonzalez steps up. Lanovsky reads the shot well, but Gonzalez puts so much pace on that ball. Hammers it home.
A brace for the second time this year for Jorge Gonzalez. 8 goals on the season for that young man. Final stats from this one, all 3 points going to the home side. the advantage in shots and the shots on target. Credit Tacoma fighting back the second half possession numbers for them, increasing. Combined 22 fouls called, 5 combined offsides, but really a convincing performance from T2, Laura.
We haven't seen T2 lead in shots, and quite often we haven't seen them lead in possession, but we see it tonight, and they come away with the victory against Tacoma.
Well, that will do it for us from Providence Park. The crisp fall air upon us. Final home broadcast of the year in the books. Big thanks to all of you for watching. Big thanks to everyone contributing to put this one together. Jump shots and all. T2 the victors. 3 goals and a full 3 points.